This man has always been a fucking cornball. I have watched people eat it the fuck up and felt like I was losing my mind. I've always been vocal on my confusion as to why no one sees through this motherfucker. They rather go to war with me than admit they their own worst enemy. Like, he's a meme of himself. You could never win me back because you had to win in order to do that. Like he thinks that's a bar. Like I spend my mornings that start at 2 p.m. preoccupied trying to check off the list I prepare every night. If you're looking for a good morning text at 11 a.m., I'm not your guy. I'm not jumping on some kind of Drake hate bandwagon. I've always felt like this. Since 2012. When did he first release his thing with Lil Wayne? I was like, I remember when that single came out. I was like, oh, are we being for real? This is like, you guys like this? Everyone's like, oh, this is so good. And I'm like, the dude from Degrassi? We're doing this? Is this happening? If it wasn't for you, I would never know how much I can handle. I can't stand you, but also, thank you. What does that even mean? Go through this man's Instagram right now. It's the corniest shit you're ever gonna see, okay? I've said it before. I will say it again. I have the archives. If I needed to rob somebody, people who are Drake fans would be the people I would start with. And I wouldn't even have to rob them. I could probably sell them on some kind of pyramid scheme. And they'd be like, no, that sounds lucrative. I don't have strong opinions on many celebrities, but Kim Kardashian is not that girl. I don't care how many edits you make being like, she's that girl. She's never been that girl. She'll never be that girl. And this guy's corny as fuck. Y'all are just gullible.
I see what you did right there, Drake. And let me let you know something. As a Clevelander, a real Clevelander, and shout out to Kinsman at East 55, okay? What you not gonna do is wear this Cleveland shirt because you know exactly what you doing. Now, if you guys didn't know, at Kendrick's pop-out show the other night, LeBron James was seen here with his wife Savannah. Now, LeBron James did not take to the stage to do the crip walk like everybody else was doing. And people had dubbed on Twitter that this was the exact moment she told LeBron James, you not getting on that stage. You not getting on that stage. Now, the reason why people are saying that Drake wore this Cleveland shirt is because LeBron James and him go together real bad. I don't know if that's true or not, but LeBron not getting on the stage and then Drake popping out with his Cleveland shirt and then wearing the old emblem. That is the major disrespect I think a lot of people had overlooked in this picture. If you guys didn't know, this is the old emblem of Chief Wahoo, who used to be the face of the Cleveland Indians for 99 years. You guys, and the only reason why I know this is because I'm a Clevelander. So he's already trying to say that him and LeBron go together real bad by wearing this Cleveland Indians jersey. They're no longer the Cleveland Indians. They are the Cleveland Guardians. So him popping out with this, there's more symbolism to it. And when I figure out what he's trying to do with my city,
I know she's not gonna come back with anything because there's nothing. Drake is that guy that wants to be talked about. It doesn't matter what they're talking about as long as they're talking about him. And whatever that they're talking about needs to ensure that it puts him in the right way. Get it? There's nothing. Yeah, there's nothing that you're going to find. I'm sorry. Not sorry. Because what he did there, it's because people were talking too much about Kendrick and they weren't talking about him. So he knew what to do to get the attention of the public, to get people talking about him. It doesn't matter what they were talking about, but they had to be talking about him. They had to keep Drake trending. I'm sure he didn't like how he was trending because he expected to come out superior, because if he had supposedly magically won the beef, whatever you call it, the long delayed addressing of Kendrick to Drake, if he supposedly won that addressing, quote unquote, beef, right? We would have seen even a much bigger ego that comes from Drake. Now he is just mute because he doesn't have really much to come back with. But if he does, because Drake likes to be because he has too many characters of himself. He likes to get people talking about him. And like I said, it doesn't matter what they're talking about, they have to be talking about him. They have to include him. They have to make sure that he is the main part of the conversation. So, in doing that, wearing that t-shirt, knowing the rich history in it, knowing that it's going to get people talking, those that know it, and it's going to get the trend and the circle going. Remember that time when he also had his bodyguard pew-pewed? He did that. He staged that because he wanted to divert the attention back to him. Moving like a colonizer, moving like his ancestors. But that's exactly what people like him do. There's nothing, I promise you, there's nothing there. Don't even waste your time trying to look for anything and try to look why he's doing that. He's doing that because he's trying to get attention. The attention that his father did not give him. And now, since Kendrick mentioned his fatherhood, now he acts like he's the father of the air. I do agree with that, right, lady, that he's kind of like a sleazeball. He definitely is.
This goes to show this rap beef was never about two dudes disliking each other. This was never about Kendrick going crazy on Drake because he said some slick shit in a song. Kendrick's hatred for Drake runs so deep because it's not just about Drake. He hates everything that Drake stands for, everything that Drake is. And in an ideal world, if hip-hop was protected and gatekept the way that it should have been, and if hip-hop hadn't been turned into this mainstream, commodified, hot mess of a genre that it is right now, an artist like Drake wouldn't exist. And he certainly wouldn't be, like, regarded as one of the leaders of the genre. Y'all gotta remember, through this whole beef, one of the biggest and valid critiques that Kendrick has had for Drake is that he interacts with hip-hop in a way that a colonizer would. He's just here to stack his own coins. He's not here to build, uplift, or really create anything with any true artistic integrity. The dude is not from here. He has literally come here and cosplays as the people that are on stage. Do y'all realize that? The people that are on stage are living the life that Drake and other corporate manufactured artists are pretending and cosplaying to live in their videos and in their concerts and all the things. And it's crazy because there's real life consequences and repercussions of this lifestyle. And there's not enough time on TikTok in the world for me to go down the rabbit hole of breaking down intercommunal violence and gang culture and what it's like to be in California with all these different neighborhoods and sets and the dangers and the grief and the trauma that goes with losing loved ones. It's a lot. And it's something that Kendrick has known his whole life. And he has real people that he has lost to this culture and this lifestyle that people like Drake are pretending to live. When you look at it from that angle, Drake's very existence as a rap artist is fucking insulting. And so for Kendrick to pull all these people on stage after playing Not Like Us like 5 times and say, like, it's bigger than me. It's not about back and forth. Like, this is like history right here. Any moments of unity like this at this scale, and then for it to be streamed on Amazon, like, the power this man has is insane. Really makes that Euphoria bar hit different, where he says they tell him run to America to imitate heritage, but they can't imitate this violence. Dude literally had different sets and gangs from across Southern California on stage together. Like, dudes are crip walking in blue chucks next to dudes waving red flags, and it's all love. Kendrick used this space to remind us that at the root and at the creation and the architect of the genre is people just like this. See all these gangbangers on stage? And these kids and these dope-ass dancing women, and it's all love on Juneteenth. Like, this is the blackest thing we've seen in a minute. It was never two men against each other. It was art and culture versus mainstream, corporate, manufactured, inauthenticity, culturally appropriating
weird fan in every sense of the word. F-A-N, break it down. All right, so the last thing I'll say is, after everything I just broke down, doesn't it make this clip even more cringe than it already was? Like, what are you doing? It's like, it's cosplaying. He's a cosplaying gangster. That's